Generally, look at the burglary crime reports, and they will send an ADT sales rep out to a neighborhood that has had 2 or more burglaries on one residential street. So unfortunately, that is actually probably a bona fide salesperson. You can still treat him the same as a possible suspect, and it's not mutually exclusive that he or she might not be a suspect.
Now, I have a neighbor that he's called me twice. He has ADT, and the alarm goes off, and I'm there about every day.
Right.
So I go down, in fact, last week, it was windy,
Right.
and my wife was outside, I was down in the street, she was sitting, so I run down, and my next door neighbor, about 3 doors down, and he says, my burglar alarm goes off. So I went around back to the house, and either his wife or he left his window open. And now, what happened?
Oh.
When they call,
Well, if we go out 3 times or more to the house, we charge them for our service. If this gets too expensive, it turns to be 75–80% of our burglary calls from residential, if not higher. But he has to tell your neighbor to have an ADT technical rep come out and make sure all the windows and door connects are working properly, so we don't get more false alarms there.
I have a question. Is there a curfew time that these salespeople are allowed to be out? Because we've seen, is it really? Because we've seen the quote-unquote AT&T guys.
8 to 8. Yeah.
8 to 8.
We have new law now that we can stop and investigate them at any time, as long as, like our firm says, you give me a phone number and a first name, and we can stop and shake them down, because they have to have valid identification, and if they're selling, and this we get cited for, they have to have a valid city tax permit, and they never do.
Yeah.
It depends. That's not true. You can't go door to door selling magazines in the city of LA anymore. That's 42.19
We will email everyone the municipal code sections for that identify and tell you exactly what they can and can't do. So you guys have everything that we have.
One last question.
Yeah. How long does it take you, if I call, if I have ADT, I live here on
I'm Mullen.
Mullen, how long would it take you to get over there?
Me?
For one.
It depends. If I'm working on bail, I can move there in
Well, so
2 minutes. But
if you call and say there's a man breaking my house, we'll be there in a minute. If
Yeah.
your alarm goes off, it goes to the operator, who then your ADT operator, who then tries to call you back to get a confirmation, who then finally calls the police, who generates a call. You're looking at
20 minutes.
10, 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
And if we're busy, 4 hours.
So what we're saying is get your neighbor to shake up his alarm system, make sure it's working appropriately, so he doesn't generate false alarms. So when it goes off, it's a righteous alarm. One thing, if you have an alarm system, please use it. You know, even if you're leaving out for 10 minutes, I have someone come back, yeah, I have an alarm system, and they got burglarized. Did you use it? No. Okay then. You know, there's only so much we can do. There really is only so much we can do.
Can I cut you off? Because you can talk to your senior legal officers afterwards, and we've been here a long time. Couple things. Surprised nobody asked Captain about the chief's policy on the license, driver's license, but that was your chance, you blew it. The second thing was Chief Bratton's Code 3 policy. You know, we now go Code 3 to most calls, and that's what Officer Cunningham was talking about. It used to be in years past, we can go, but now we're traveling Code 3, we're getting there quickly. Ever since they made West Valley hang and smaller, our response time is tremendous. Every day, Monday through Friday, we have a meeting with the captains, the officer in charge of the unit, the detectives, to talk about crime that occurred. On Monday, we talk about crime that occurred from Friday night to Sunday morning, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we talk about the past 24 hours. So we're very aware of all the crime that goes on. The senior lead officers are required to attend the meetings. Rachel and I are required to attend the meetings, so we know a lot that goes on. Neil Howard, the one who just left, she's the one that puts that all together. But anyways, I just wanted to show you a couple of things. I talked about it's actually crimemapping.com. So this is, I just put in the station's address, and it shows the crimes that occurred. So if you click on it, it'll show there's a break-in of the 2,900 blocks of Parthenia. The mask is a burglary. In the 21,700 block of Rodex. So you can make it larger. You can also find it on LA Times. under the crime